Ben, what's been happening in the world?
So, try and step away from 40k for a second, but instead delve into the mortal realms of Age of Sigmar, because we know how much you love them, Cass. We're also going to be talking about one of the board games that was actually announced at Essen this year from the guys at Wizkids. So this, as I switch over to it, and we have a look at it closer, is The Rise and Fall of Anvalor. Now, this was something that you picked up in the news. If you can tell us a little bit about it.
So it is, Wizkids have announced it. It's not a miniatures game or a miniature skirmish game. It's a legitimate board game. It's up to 4 players, but you can take on the role of one of 6 factions within Age of Sigmar. There are 3 enemy factions which you fight against, and then there's like 4 different gameplay variants within the box. So it's pretty vast. It's pretty big. It's a comprehensive look at Age of Sigmar, but it's in board game form. So it's exactly what we were talking about in that kind of entry into that world. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's essentially you're just surviving the siege of
If we
Anvalor.
bring it up and show us a bit more there. Sorry. Go on,
You're surviving the siege of Anvalor.
there isn't a bit more. Okay.
You're trying to. So you're sort of cooperatively working together as a group to survive.
That's
the
one
siege.
of the big things about it.
Yeah, but you're also working on your own individual goals because you want to have the most dominance over the city. So at the end of it, it's kind of a mad dash. It's one of those ones where it's cooperative until it's not cooperative, which I kind of love as well. So you're trying to seek to rule it, but also to survive it, and that kind of balance which we see in board games is pretty cool at the moment.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how that all comes together as a concept. I like the idea of choosing the different factions, having enough in there. And it's one of the things I really like about board games that some of them do, where they have, like, most of them will have, it's 4 players and there are 4 factions.
Yeah.
Whereas here they've done four players, but also 6 factions, so you can mix things up a little bit more. And I love it when people do that with like their decks. So if there's like certain objectives you want to try and get towards, you can focus it so that it's not just, oh, we're going to go to these ones every single time we play the game.
Yeah,
it's always something a little bit different. So
now, we were talking about ways into the background and lore. I think this is a good one because you have that variety of factions. And you can find which one you gravitate towards.
Yeah,
more.
which one you lean.
Yeah.
And I think in the board game now, I'm not sure, I could be paraphrasing, but I think there's an element of asymmetry to each of the factions as well whenever you're playing them. So, each faction is unique. It has its own set of abilities. And that kind of is interesting as well because obviously that'll reflect the Age of Sigmar world.
Yeah.
So.
I want to play the Skaven, funnily enough. I think
unfortunately, I think they're one of the forces that is trying to destroy the city, Sam. But
I thought they might be playable.
I think you're just an evil player.
I've very rarely had an evil faction when I've collected.
You've been talking all week about getting that Urukai army together, Sam.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings reference.
I have a Shire army.
You do have
Do
a
you
Shire
want me
army?
to tell you about my Shire army?
No, we're going to move on to the
not here.
We're going to move on to the next story now, Sam. So.